For years, fans have wondered what really happened between Wendy Williams and Beyoncé. Every time Wendy mentioned the global superstar on her show, the internet exploded with speculation. Some viewers believed there was obvious tension between the two, while others insisted it was nothing more than Wendy doing what she always did, sharing her unfiltered opinions about the biggest names in entertainment. But now, an old conversation has resurfaced, and it's reigniting one of celebrity culture's most rumors. According to longtime fans, Wendy never shied away from criticizing Beyoncé's interviews, public image, or the way her career was managed. Those comments led many people to believe that Beyoncé and her inner circle wanted nothing to do with the outspoken talk show host. Over the years, every awkward moment, missed interview, or public silence between them was treated as another clue that their relationship had completely broken down. Social media quickly filled with theories, debates, and countless videos trying to explain what was really going on. Now, the conversation is making headlines once again as viewers revisit Wendy's past remarks and ask the same question: was there genuine bad blood between these two powerful women? Or was it simply another celebrity rumor that grew larger with every retelling? Some fans argue that Wendy crossed the line with her commentary, while others believe she was simply doing her job as an entertainment journalist and television personality. Before we dive in, it's important to remember that many of the claims surrounding their relationship have remained the subject of public speculation rather than confirmed fact. In this video, we'll break down what Wendy actually said, how Beyoncé's fans reacted, and why this celebrity feud continues to fascinate audiences years later. You might be surprised by how one series of comments turned into one of entertainment's most enduring controversies. Few celebrity rivalries have generated as much curiosity as the speculation surrounding Wendy Williams and Beyoncé. For years, fans debated whether there was genuine tension between the outspoken television host and one of the biggest music stars in the world. Every time Wendy mentioned Beyoncé on her show, social media erupted with reactions. Supporters praised Wendy for speaking her mind, while critics accused her of unfairly targeting the superstar. The discussion never seemed to disappear, and every old clip that resurfaced only fueled another wave of online debate. But what really happened between them? Was there an actual feud, or did years of public commentary create the appearance of one? That's exactly what we're exploring today. Before we begin, it's worth remembering that much of what has been said about their relationship comes from public interviews, television commentary, and fan speculation. Neither Wendy Williams nor Beyoncé has publicly confirmed many of the rumors that continue circulating online. Still, the history between them has fascinated audiences for years. To understand why people believe there was tension, we have to go back to the early days of Wendy Williams' career. Long before she became the host of one of daytime television's most recognizable talk shows, Wendy had already built a reputation for saying exactly what was on her mind. Whether listeners agreed with her or not, they knew one thing for certain: she wasn't afraid to criticize celebrities. Her radio interviews became famous because she asked questions that many other hosts avoided. Some celebrities appreciated her honesty, while others felt she crossed personal boundaries. Either way, Wendy's fearless approach made her one of the most voices in entertainment media. As Beyoncé's career continued reaching extraordinary heights, Wendy frequently discussed her on television. Sometimes she praised Beyoncé's incredible work ethic, her stage performances, and her business success. But just as often, Wendy questioned aspects of Beyoncé's public image. One topic Wendy repeatedly brought up was Beyoncé's interviews. On several occasions, Wendy suggested that Beyoncé appeared uncomfortable during interviews and hinted that her carefully managed public image prevented fans from seeing the real person behind the superstar. Those comments quickly spread across entertainment blogs and social media, with fans passionately defending Beyoncé. Members of the Beyoncé's famously loyal fan base didn't appreciate Wendy's repeated observations. Many believe Wendy was unfairly criticizing someone who rarely responded publicly to negative commentary. As a result, every new segment about Beyoncé generated thousands of online reactions. Some viewers agreed with Wendy's opinions. Others insisted Wendy seemed obsessed with discussing Beyoncé. That disagreement became part of the show's appeal. People tuned in because they never knew what Wendy might say next. As Beyoncé's influence in music continued growing, Wendy's comments received even more attention. Small observations quickly became major entertainment headlines. Then came another source of speculation. Many fans noticed that Beyoncé never appeared on Wendy's daytime talk show. While countless celebrities accepted invitations to sit down with Wendy, Beyoncé remained noticeably absent. That single fact became the center of endless internet theories. Did Beyoncé intentionally avoid Wendy? Was there bad blood behind the scenes? Or was it simply a scheduling decision that fans exaggerated over time? No official explanation ever confirmed the reason. That lack of information allowed speculation to grow. Entertainment blogs began connecting unrelated events into one larger narrative. Every award show, every appearance, every interview. Fans searched each moment for clues that might support the idea of a feud. Meanwhile, Wendy continued discussing Beyoncé whenever entertainment news made her relevant. Sometimes she defended Beyoncé against criticism. Other times she questioned decisions involving Beyoncé's public appearances or career. Because Wendy rarely softened her opinions, even balanced discussions were often interpreted as personal attacks. The situation became even more interesting whenever Wendy discussed Beyoncé's husband, Jay-Z. Whenever stories involving the famous couple dominated headlines, Wendy analyzed nearly every development. Some viewers appreciated the detailed commentary. Others felt she devoted too much attention to one celebrity family. Either way, ratings benefited from the public's curiosity. As social media became increasingly influential, short video clips from Wendy's show spread faster than ever before. A remark could generate millions of views. Unfortunately, short clips often removed important context. A longer discussion could suddenly appear far more controversial after being edited into a viral highlight. Fans who never watched the full episode reacted only to the most dramatic moments. That pattern intensified almost every conversation involving Beyoncé. Soon, a widespread belief developed online that Beyoncé genuinely disliked Wendy Williams. But despite thousands of comments supporting that theory, very little direct evidence ever emerged. Instead, people relied on assumptions. No together. No public friendship. No obvious interaction. For many fans, that silence spoke louder than words. Others argued there was another explanation. Beyoncé has always maintained an extremely private public image. And like many celebrities, she rarely responds directly to criticism. Whether the criticism comes from journalists, television hosts, or social media users, Beyoncé generally allows her work to speak for itself. That communication style naturally leaves room for speculation. Without direct responses, people often create their own explanations. That's exactly what happened here. As years passed, the rumored feud became almost as famous as either woman's individual comments. Whenever Wendy mentioned Beyoncé, viewers immediately expected controversy. Even harmless observations were interpreted through the lens of their supposed rivalry. Meanwhile, Beyoncé continued focusing on music, business ventures, tours, and family life without publicly engaging in the speculation. That silence only made fans more curious. Could Wendy have known something viewers didn't? Or had audiences simply transformed years of entertainment commentary into a story much larger than reality? Those questions remain unanswered. Still, one moment changed the conversation more than almost any other. An old Wendy Williams segment resurfaced online, bringing renewed attention to everything she had previously said about Beyoncé. Millions watched the clip. Thousands debated its meaning. Some insisted it proved Wendy had always been unfair. Others argued the clip showed Wendy simply expressing an opinion, something audiences had always expected from her career. The internet quickly divided once again. And just when people thought the discussion had finally faded away, another round of interviews and archived footage reopened the debate all over again. What exactly did Wendy say that sparked such intense reactions? Which comments were taken out of context, and which ones genuinely upset Beyoncé's supporters? Those moments would become some of the most controversial discussions of Wendy Williams' career, and they continue to generate headlines years later. As the debate surrounding Wendy Williams and Beyoncé continued to grow, one thing became clear: every single comment Wendy made about the singer was going to become a headline. It no longer mattered whether she was offering praise, criticism, or simply discussing the latest entertainment news. The internet was watching, waiting for the next viral moment. One of the biggest reasons the rumored feud gained so much attention was Wendy's reputation. She built her entire career on giving honest, sometimes controversial opinions. Fans tuned in because they knew she wasn't afraid to say what many other television hosts wouldn't. But that same honesty also meant she frequently found herself at the center of celebrity backlash. When Wendy discussed Beyoncé, she often questioned how carefully the superstar's public image was managed. She suggested that Beyoncé preferred to let her music speak for itself instead of giving frequent interviews or responding to public criticism. Wendy argued that this strategy made Beyoncé seem mysterious, while supporters believed it reflected professionalism and discipline. Those comments immediately divided viewers. Some agreed that celebrities should be more open with the public. Others believed Beyoncé had every right to protect her privacy. Neither side seemed willing to back down. Then came another issue that fans still talk about today. Over the years, Wendy occasionally commented on Beyoncé's interview style. She questioned whether Beyoncé enjoyed doing interviews at all and suggested that she sometimes appeared more comfortable performing on stage than answering personal questions. Those remarks quickly spread across blogs and social media, where they were discussed far beyond the original television audience. Supporters of Beyoncé felt Wendy had crossed the line. They argued that confidence on stage and comfort in interviews are completely different skills. Performing in front of thousands of people doesn't necessarily mean someone enjoys lengthy media interviews, and many artists choose to keep their private lives separate from their public careers. Others defended Wendy by pointing out that analyzing celebrities was literally her job. They believed she was offering entertainment commentary rather than making personal attacks. That disagreement became the foundation of nearly every conversation involving the two women. As social media platforms continued growing, another factor made the situation even bigger. Shared clips. A single video could spread across the internet within hours. Often, viewers never watched the complete episode. Instead, they reacted to brief clips shared without the surrounding discussion. That sometimes made Wendy's comments appear harsher than they sounded in full context. Meanwhile, Beyoncé rarely responded. In fact, her silence became one of the biggest talking points. Many celebrities answer criticism through interviews, social media posts, or public statements. Beyoncé generally chose a different approach. She stayed focused on her music, tours, business ventures, and family life. Because she rarely addressed rumors directly, fans were left to interpret her silence however they wanted. Some believed silence showed confidence. Others assumed it confirmed there was genuine tension. Without official confirmation, speculation filled the gap. They also played a major role in keeping the story alive. Whenever Wendy made comments about Beyoncé, thousands of loyal fans immediately defended the singer online. Began trending, reaction videos appeared across YouTube, and entertainment websites quickly reported on the latest controversy. In many ways, social media amplified every disagreement. Something that might once have remained a brief television discussion now became an international debate lasting for days. Interestingly, Wendy didn't always criticize Beyoncé. There were several occasions when she praised Beyoncé's work ethic, incredible performances, and business success. Wendy often acknowledged the singer's extraordinary influence on the music industry and recognized the discipline required to maintain such a successful career. However, positive comments rarely generated the same attention as criticism. News outlets naturally focused on the more controversial moments because those stories attracted more readers. As a result, many casual viewers remembered only the disagreements while overlooking the compliments. Another topic that repeatedly surfaced involved Beyoncé's relationship with Jay-Z. Whenever the couple made headlines, Wendy analyzed the stories from multiple angles. Whether discussing business decisions, music releases, or public appearances, she frequently shared opinions that sparked strong reactions. Again, supporters argued that Wendy was simply doing her job as an entertainment host. Critics insisted she focused too heavily on Van's celebrity family. The debate seemed impossible to settle. As years passed, fans began noticing something else. Despite countless celebrity interviews on Wendy's daytime talk show, Beyoncé never appeared as a guest. That absence reignited rumors almost every year. Some believe Beyoncé intentionally stayed away. Others argued there was never any evidence that an invitation had even been considered. Without confirmation from either side, nobody knew the real reason. Still, internet theories continued multiplying. Entertainment blogs revisited old interviews. Reaction channels analyzed archived footage. Comment sections filled with thousands of opinions. The rumored feud took on a life of its own. Eventually, it became difficult to separate confirmed facts from fan speculation. One recycled headline led to another. One old clip inspired dozens of new videos. The cycle repeated itself again and again. Even after Wendy stepped away from daily television, conversations about her relationship with Beyoncé continued appearing online. People remained fascinated because the story was never fully explained. Did Beyoncé truly dislike Wendy Williams? Or did years of commentary, fan reactions, and viral headlines create a rivalry that became much larger than reality itself? The answer has never been confirmed publicly. What is clear, however, is that both women became symbols of very different approaches to fame. Wendy built her career by speaking openly about celebrities. Beyoncé built hers by revealing very little and allowing her work to define her public image. Those opposite styles naturally created moments of tension in public conversation, even without direct confrontation. And just when many believed the speculation had finally faded away, old interviews, resurfaced clips, and fresh online discussions pulled the story back into the spotlight once again. By the time the rumors had circulated for years, many fans began treating the supposed feud between Wendy Williams and Beyoncé as if it were an established fact. But when you look closely at the public record, the story is much more complicated. While Wendy made numerous comments about Beyoncé over the years, there has never been a public statement from Beyoncé confirming that she personally disliked Wendy. Much of the narrative has been built from interpretation, fan reactions, and media speculation rather than direct evidence. Still, that didn't stop the internet from connecting every possible dot. Whenever Beyoncé skipped an interview, someone claimed it was because of Wendy. Whenever Wendy mentioned Beyoncé, people immediately assumed she was taking another shot at the superstar. Every old clip resurfaced with dramatic headlines, often making the situation appear more personal than the original conversation suggested. One reason the speculation lasted so long was the dramatic contrast between the two women. Wendy Williams made her name by speaking openly. She thrived on celebrity gossip, entertainment news, and bold opinions. Her audience expected her to comment on the biggest stars in Hollywood, and Beyoncé, as one of the world's most recognizable performers, naturally became a regular topic. From Wendy's perspective, discussing Beyoncé wasn't unusual, it was part of covering the entertainment industry. Beyoncé, on the other hand, has spent much of her career doing the opposite. She gives relatively few interviews, keeps her family life private, and rarely responds publicly to criticism or rumors. Instead of engaging in public debates, she has consistently let her music, performances, and business ventures speak for themselves. Those completely different approaches created a perfect environment for speculation. Because Beyoncé rarely answered criticism, people filled in the blanks themselves. Some interpreted her silence as confidence. Others saw it as disapproval. Without clear answers, every fan came up with a different explanation. Meanwhile, Wendy never appeared interested in changing her style. She continued sharing her opinions about celebrities, whether those opinions were popular or controversial. Even when viewers criticized her comments, she often defended her right to express them, reminding audiences that her show was built around entertainment commentary. As social media evolved, however, another problem emerged. Short clips began replacing full conversations. Instead of watching an entire segment, millions of people saw only a few seconds posted on platforms across the internet. Those clips often highlighted Wendy's strongest opinions without including the rest of the discussion. A balanced conversation could suddenly look like a harsh attack when viewed out of context. That pattern fueled even more misunderstanding. Entertainment blogs picked up the clips. Reaction channels added dramatic titles. Comment sections exploded with arguments. Before long, one short video could create days of headlines. The Beyoncé's fiercely loyal fan base played a major role in keeping the discussion alive. Whenever Wendy's comments went viral, fans rushed to defend Beyoncé, pointing out her accomplishments, professionalism, and influence on the music industry. Many believe Wendy focused too much on criticizing successful women, while others argued she simply treated Beyoncé the same way she treated every other celebrity. On the opposite side, Wendy's supporters praised her willingness to say what others wouldn't. They believed she was asking questions that entertainment journalists should ask and offering opinions that many viewers secretly shared. Neither side convinced the other. Instead, the debate became part of pop culture itself. Years passed, but the rumors never completely disappeared. Whenever an old interview resurfaced online, the discussion started all over again. New audiences discovered clips from Wendy's show, while longtime fans revisited moments they remembered from years earlier. The cycle repeated over and over, proving just how powerful social media had become in keeping old celebrity stories alive. Looking back today, it's clear that the relationship between Wendy Williams and Beyoncé became bigger than either woman. It evolved into a case study of how public commentary, fan loyalty, and internet speculation can transform ordinary entertainment discussions into legendary celebrity rivalries. The biggest lesson may be that silence often creates as many questions as words do. Wendy spoke frequently and openly, while Beyoncé rarely responded. That difference allowed rumors to grow for years without definitive answers. Whether there was ever genuine personal dislike between them remains unknown. Publicly available information does not confirm that Beyoncé hated Wendy Williams. What is confirmed is that Wendy regularly commented on Beyoncé's career. Those comments sparked strong reactions from fans, and the resulting speculation became one of entertainment's most enduring online debate. Even today, people continue revisiting the story because it reflects two very different philosophies about fame. One embraced constant public conversation. The other embraced privacy and carefully controlled public appearances. Those opposing styles ensured that every interaction, or lack of interaction, would become news. In the end, the fascination wasn't just about Wendy Williams or Beyoncé. It was about how celebrity culture works. A single comment can become a headline, a missing interview can become a rumor, and years later, millions of people are still asking the same question, searching for an answer that may never come. And perhaps that's why this story has endured for so long, not because every rumor was true, but because the mystery itself became part of the legend. As the story surrounding Wendy Williams and Beyoncé continued to circulate online, another question started gaining attention. If there was never a public confrontation between the two women, why has the rumor survived for so many years? The answer has less to do with confirmed facts and more to do with the way modern celebrity culture works. Today's entertainment industry moves at an incredible pace. An interview can suddenly trend again after someone uploads a short clip to social media. Within hours, millions of people who never watched the original broadcast begin sharing opinions based on a few seconds of footage. That's exactly what happened with many of Wendy's comments about Beyoncé. Each time an old clip resurfaced, new viewers discovered the story as if it had just happened. Headlines became more dramatic, reaction videos multiplied, and social media users debated the same questions that fans had been asking for years. The cycle repeated itself over and over again. One important detail often gets overlooked. Wendy Williams wasn't known for avoiding controversy. Throughout her career, she commented on countless celebrities, including actors, musicians, athletes, and reality television stars. Beyoncé wasn't the only major name discussed on her show. In fact, many famous figures disagreed with Wendy's opinions at one point or another. That context matters because it reminds us that Wendy's commentary was part of her brand. Her audience expected strong opinions, and entertainment news was built around those conversations. Whether viewers agreed or disagreed, people kept watching because they wanted to hear her perspective. At the same time, Beyoncé built one of the most successful careers in music history by taking a very different path. She carefully controlled her public appearances, limited interviews, and rarely addressed rumors directly. Instead of responding to every headline, she focused on releasing music, performing around the world, and expanding her business ventures. Those opposite approaches created a fascinating contrast. One woman spoke almost every day. The other spoke only when she chose. That difference alone was enough to keep fans guessing. As the years passed, the internet filled in the blanks with speculation. Every missing interview, every old television segment, and every resurfaced clip became another piece of a puzzle that no one could fully solve. Some people became convinced there had to be a secret, while others argued that the public was reading far too much into ordinary entertainment commentary. Media coverage also played a major role. Headlines often suggested a level of conflict that wasn't always reflected in the original clips. Phrases like "ooh feud," "drama," or "I hate" attracted clicks, even when the underlying story was based on opinions rather than confirmed events. As those headlines spread, the rumored rivalry grew even larger. Another factor was the loyalty of Beyoncé's fan base. The has earned a reputation for passionately defending the singer against criticism. Whenever Wendy made remarks about Beyoncé, thousands of fans responded online, correcting information, challenging Wendy's opinions, and showing support for their favorite artist. Those reactions kept the topic trending and introduced the story to even more people. Meanwhile, Wendy's supporters argued that discussing celebrities honestly was exactly what entertainment hosts are supposed to do. They believed she asked difficult questions and refused to treat powerful stars differently from anyone else. To them, Wendy wasn't creating controversy, she was doing her job. The truth is that both perspectives found large audiences, and that's one reason the conversation never truly disappeared. Looking back today, it's clear that the rumored conflict became part of pop culture because it represented something bigger than two celebrities. It highlighted the changing relationship between traditional television, celebrity journalism, fan communities, and social media. A single opinion could become a global debate within hours, and a television segment could suddenly feel brand new to millions of viewers. Even now, people continue searching for a definitive answer about what Beyoncé really thought of Wendy Williams. But based on the public record, that answer has never been confirmed. What remains are years of commentary, fan reactions, media coverage, and speculation that turned an ordinary entertainment story into one of the internet's most celebrity narratives. Whether you believe there was genuine tension or simply a misunderstanding amplified by the media, one thing is undeniable. The story has remained relevant because it continues to spark conversation. And in the world of entertainment, few things are more powerful than a mystery that audiences are still trying to solve years later. With that, we've reached the end of this deep dive into one of pop culture's most discussed rumored rivalries. As always, separate confirmed facts from online speculation, and let us know what you think. Was this simply the result of Wendy Williams' outspoken commentary, or did fans and the media turn a routine celebrity discussion into something much bigger than it ever was? As we wrap up this story, one final question remains: why are people still talking about Wendy Williams and Beyoncé after all these years? In an industry where celebrity news comes and goes almost overnight, it's remarkable that this rumored rivalry continues to spark discussion. The answer lies in the lasting impact both women have had on entertainment. Wendy Williams changed the way many people consumed celebrity news. Whether viewers loved her style or disagreed with her opinions, few could deny her influence. She built a career by saying what others were often unwilling to say, creating a platform where celebrities were discussed openly and without hesitation. Her fearless approach attracted millions of viewers, but it also brought criticism from those who believed she sometimes crossed the line. Beyoncé, by contrast, became one of the most successful entertainers in history through discipline, consistency, and an extraordinary level of privacy. Rather than addressing every rumor or criticism, she focused on her music, performances, and business ventures. That decision allowed her work to remain the center of attention instead of public dispute. Those two completely different approaches naturally fascinated audiences. One personality relied on conversation. The other relied on silence. One encouraged public debate. The other avoided it whenever possible. When those two worlds collided, fans created a narrative that lasted for years. It's also important to remember how quickly rumors can grow online. A headline can spread across social media in minutes, and after enough shares, many people begin accepting speculation as fact. That's why stories involving major celebrities often become much larger than the original events themselves. In the case of Wendy Williams and Beyoncé, countless videos, blog posts, reaction channels, and social media discussions repeated the same claims over and over. Each new generation of viewers discovered old clips without always knowing the full context, allowing the story to continue evolving long after the original broadcasts aired. However, when separating fact from speculation, one point stands out clearly: there has never been a public confirmation from Beyoncé that she hated Wendy Williams. Much of the narrative has been driven by fan theories, entertainment commentary, and media interpretation rather than direct statements from either woman confirming a personal feud. That distinction matters because celebrity stories often become exaggerated as they're shared online. Dramatic titles attract attention, but they don't always reflect what has actually been confirmed. Regardless of where someone stands, both women left a lasting mark on entertainment. Wendy Williams influenced daytime television and celebrity commentary in ways that are still discussed today. Her interviewing style, bold opinions, and willingness to tackle controversial topics changed the landscape of entertainment media. Beyoncé continued redefining what it means to be a global superstar. Through albums, tours, groundbreaking performances, and successful business ventures, she demonstrated that an artist can maintain enormous influence while revealing very little about their private life. Perhaps that's the biggest reason this story has endured. It isn't simply about two famous names. It's about two completely different philosophies of fame. One believed in saying everything. The other believed in saying almost nothing. That contrast captured the public's imagination, and the mystery surrounding their relationship became just as interesting as the facts themselves. As viewers, it's always worth approaching celebrity stories with a critical eye. Public appearances, interviews, and media reports can tell part of the story, but they rarely reveal everything happening behind the scenes. Separating verified information from internet speculation helps create a clearer picture of any situation. So, what do you think? Was the rumored tension between Wendy Williams and Beyoncé real, or did years of headlines, fan reactions, and viral clips transform ordinary entertainment commentary into one of pop culture's most enduring myths? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more deep dives into celebrity stories, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next upload. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.